This is Pranav Guha Thakurtar from EDU-TV. Today, we are with Mrs. Kapur, Mrs. Jyoti Kapur. She is the chairperson of Sriram Global Schools, Noida. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav.
Ma'am, because of this pandemic and so many other things, our students, like they're having problem in terms of emotional quotient, and a lot of them are having depression also. Like class 12 students, they don't know when they will get the result. So a lot of them still have to write their examinations also. So we would like to have your advice. So these students, these kids are motivated. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. So today let us talk about emotional problems. And here we will discuss emotional quotient and its relationship with depression. What is emotional quotient? We are all familiar with the term. So emotional quotient is emotional intelligence. I would like to talk about certain aspects of this emotional quotient today. The first being awareness of our own emotions, understanding our own emotions, our anger, our fears, our joy, even while the emotion is going on. The next comes management of that emotion, of our emotions. Do we get too angry? Are we too fearful of things? And how do we manage them? How do we handle a situation which is not so pleasant? Do we get too stressed? The next could be social emotions, which talks about our empathy, sympathy, our reactions towards others. And this leads to the next aspect, our relationships with others. It is important, very, very important, to have strong, healthy relationships with family and friends. Some people may have very strong IQ, intelligence quotient, but may not have a strong EQ. Today, some very large companies also consider EQ as a very important part when they are hiring, because a person with low EQ is unable to handle situations at workplace or have proper social interpersonal relationships. So what are the consequences of a low EQ or of a weak emotional personality? I would put them into two brackets. I would say the first would be physical consequences, which we see people who have too much anger, who burst out into angry reactions. They suffer from high blood pressure levels, strokes, heart attacks. We hear the word hypertension all the time. The other, of course, is the mental aspect. A person who's emotionally weak, who cannot handle a stressful situation, it may lead him to depression. And here I would like to concentrate on this problem, which is a growing phenomenon all over the world. In fact, the other day I heard a statistic saying that there are 5 million student suicides in the world, and a very, very large percentage is in India. Why do we have such a sad situation? So, who are the people who can help us to develop a strong emotional quotient? How can we help our students here to remain strong, not only in this pandemic, but even otherwise, and lead them to become strong emotional personalities? First, of course, the help comes from the family. The family members have to bond together. That is why it has always been said, a family must eat together. Even if you're watching a movie together and laughing together in the movie, you're playing together. That is what brings about emotional strength. The family must reassure every individual that he is not loved because he is successful. He is loved unconditionally. They must bring up the subject of failure. We must not talk only of success. We must bring up the subject of failure. Failures are as much a part of life as successes, and probably may lead you to the next category of success. Field where we can get help from is the school. The school must teach its students failure management. I am not talking or saying that the school can say, all right, if you perform badly, it's fine. No, neither can the parents. But here I would like to talk about parents and school which insist on those minuscule 1% and 2% points. I have seen a child scoring 96% and the parents are not happy. There's gloom in the house because the child has got 96 and not 98 and 99. This is where the child gets stressed out, because they feel acceptability comes only with success. No, it's the child who is important to us. It's the individual who is important to us. Today, we are not living in an era where, maybe when I grew up, the 3 options of jobs were probably you could become a doctor, a teacher, or an engineer. Today, there are zillions of opportunities. You support the child will find his path to success. But he needs that support from both the school and home. Another field where we get success from is friends. Friends can give a lot of support to a person also and not ridicule him or her. Another interesting quotient which is gaining significance today is SQ, the spiritual quotient. It has been scientifically proven that breathing exercises calm the mind. Meditation strengthens the mind. So these are things also we can resort to strengthen our emotional quotient. However, in spite of all this support, if the person is still emotionally weak and succumbs to depression, how do we handle that? Do we dump the person? Do we ill-treat him? Suppose a person has a heart problem. What do? Do we throw away that person? Do we ill-treat him? No. We take him to a doctor, get him treated, and pray that he is well. Similarly, the brain is very much a part of your body. And gone are the times when there was no help, there was no treatment. Today, there is treatment available. So, it is necessary that in the initial stages, counseling, whether first you can even have counseling at home. Depending, if required, you can go to professional counselors. And of course, if required, if it's a clinical depression, one needs to approach a doctor, a qualified psychiatrist. Here I would like to talk about the stigma that exists in our country, in India, regarding mental illnesses. And I would like to request that please let us overcome this stigma. It is high time. Our children are dying. Young individuals, working individuals are committing suicide. So let us get them treated. There is medication available. Here I would like to mention, and hats off to Deepika Padukone, who went public with her depression and gave hope to so many people benefited, came out with their problem and started consulting doctors. So let us not ill-treat a person who has mental illness, let us take them to a doctor. So that is all I would like to say, that emotional quotient should be strengthened from childhood. And let us all strengthen our emotional quotient, not head towards depression, and lead healthy physical, mental lives. Thank you.
We'd like to thank you, ma'am, and I'm sure your advice, maybe a part of your speech, can help many lives. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Pranav Guha Thakurta from EDU-TV with Mrs. Kapur, Mrs. Jyoti Kapur, Chairperson, Sriram Global School. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, EDU-TV.